Hello?
Hello.
Oh, you bastard. Hello, welcome, good afternoon, good evening, good evening. That is now going to be the new intro. Anytime we start from now on, yes, I know I'm recording. Yes, I know you're listening to this at home. But from now on, our intro to every single podcast will be, good evening. Even though it's not good enough, not even evening when we do it. But I love it. Anyway, good afternoon. Welcome to this very happy, I think we're all very happy podcast today. We are recording this exactly 4:27 on Monday afternoon. Just so that you know, Raquelme hasn't been announced when we're recording this. If we have finished recording this and Raquelme has been announced, we will do an Instagram live. So go check it out just to have a bit of a chat. We might go on Twitter sometimes as well, just to mix it up a bit every so often. But we will be doing, when we do our giveaways and stuff, it will be through Instagram. So go and give us a follow, go and give us a check out. We're growing quite well throughout all of our socials. We stumbled a bit on Insta. But we have 200 and something followers on Twitter now. And we're only on 100 and something on Instagram. So all of you that are on the Twitter and you're not following us on the Insta, go. You get me. Never doing that again. So go and follow us. Go and check us out. So let's get into it, shall we? We've got quite a few things to discuss today. First thing I want to talk about is before the Barnsley game. There was, I'm going to make sure I haven't, you know how normally, I'm talking to Ryan, you know how normally well prepared I am?
Yeah, as such.
I'm not at this precise moment. So it was said on Friday, I think it was Friday. When was the 18th? Was that Friday? Friday, yeah. On Friday, there was a piece from Eddie Woolbank. If you're not following, please go and give a follow at Eddie RFC7. He's done amazing so far. Please go and also go and give a follow to Courtney and Reading FC Exclusive. Them lot are bringing you breaking and really good news really quick just for you. Courtney's not on today due to work reasons, personal stuff as well. So you've just got me and the fabulous Ryan today. So what I want to do, unlucky for you lot, you got Ryan. So before we get into it, I want to get your opinion on something. Before we get into talking about the Barnsley, and it's a little bit about Bowen. It come out.
I did read this.
Huh?
I did read this.
Right. So I'm gonna, if you lot haven't read it out there or haven't listened to it, I'm gonna read it for you guys. Exactly what Eddie has put, and then I want to get Ryan's opinion, and then you'll get my opinion on the situation. So Eddie has basically put, now that Bowen has gone, here are some bits that I didn't report about him to prevent an upset in the camp. At the end of lockdown, not all staff were permitted back to training for COVID reasons. Bowen brought his son back before anyone else and before any other senior members of staff. And people felt as though he had done this in order to get his son off furlough while many others stayed on a reduced wage. Bowen was a bit of a diverse figure behind the scenes. He fell out with some of the established staff far more than the previous managers. He also let them go clubbing after games, something unusual as an elite sports team. Jose Gomez, for example, wouldn't allow players to drink regularly in the season. Doesn't mean anything now, but he thought he'd mention it. What was your take on when you read that? Because I have about 4 different, I want to see what you think. But I have quite a few thoughts / what I think about it. So you go.
Wasn't really too surprised, to be honest.
I was much more surprised than I thought.
But you could see there was something behind it. Moore's poor form, especially. Because I don't know if you read it then. I didn't properly listen because I knew what he said anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But he said that Moore fell out with Bowen.
I don't know. He never said anything about Moore falling out with Bowen.
It's in the next comment down.
Oh, I didn't get that far. You carry on. I'll go and find it.
He said Moore fell out with Bowen, and that's why the club was so open to selling him earlier on in the summer. So you could you could kind of see something could happen behind the scenes, especially our poor form from Millwall on, really, from Millwall away, end of January, as soon as he got his new contract. I did think it was a bit weird that his son came back before anyone else, because it's kind of like you're doing your family a favour. Yeah, but I was surprised, but I think you could see there was something going on.
Oh yeah, okay, I can see that now. Bowen also fell out with club captain Moore, hence why he seemed to be out of the side, and presumably why the club were open to selling him near the start of the transfer window. Okay, I never
And
saw
you
that.
call yourself an Eddie fan.
No, I never saw that one. Normally, I've got notifications on for him, but I think I was tweeting out all the other ones because he did it quite quick. But yeah, so I have a few things going around in my mind, and these are the sort of things that I want to get your opinion on. I was very much shocked that Bowen was leaving, but in my mind, and I want to get what you think of it. In my mind, something happens for a reason. I've always gone in life that something happens for a reason, and there's always a reason why something happens. You may not understand it, you may not know it, you may not get it, but that specific thing happens for a reason. People at the start of the transfer window thought that we were getting rid of Bowen because we didn't trust him with the money we were going to spend. If I could summarize what I thought with Bowen was, they thought that he would be good director to spot a player and then go to the manager and think, what do you think about this? And then go for the player. My opinion has changed on that and also the opinion of Nigel Howe has left because we're spending money. But my opinion on that has completely changed by the transfer targets we're going for. We're not actually spending any money. Ricardo Raquelme looks like it's going to be a loan because he's option to buy. But I think the option could be interesting because in his new contract, the release clause is 60 million euros. But if we win the league, that's going to be easy for the owners to pay.
The thing is, release clause means nothing.
Especially in Spain. In Spain, you have to have a release clause.
Who was the Athletic Bilbao striker? Inaki Williams signed a 12-year contract with like 170 million release. Yeah. Means nothing.
It's interesting with Atletico Bilbao because they do their transfer policies and contracts completely and utterly different to everyone else.
Yeah, it's because they're in a different territory, aren't they?
No, I think because of the culture of the club, I think they're only allowed to sign Basque players.
Basque or French.
Yeah. South of France, or is it the South of France or Basque players? I think that's the only players they're allowed to sign.
A Football Manager challenge with them. It's bloody difficult.
I bet it is. I haven't done one with them yet. It could be quite fun.
Because the only players that they could sign before were like Griezmann was obviously one of them, and then like aside from Griezmann, when I done it like 4 or 5 years ago, I think the best player you could sign was Nacho Monreal.
Good player, decent.
Yeah, but there's a bit of a
not great, but he's decent. So I think that was one of the things people were talking about. Was Nigel Howe was leaving because he was stopping the club spending money. Not only that, Mark Bowen left because they thought that he might not be the greatest with the monies or with the players that he was targeting. I'll tell you what I've discovered, is that the right word? What I've learned, I think is probably the right term of putting it, is I think there's something, the club are doing it very clever. I think because they're not doing a big deal out of Bowen leaving, and they tried to offer him a new contract to stay, I think they're trying to save his graces.
Yeah. It was almost like they tried to sweep it under the carpet, didn't they?
Yeah.
They with a new manager before he even went, and then just a little...
I think what they tried to do was they tried to help Bowen maybe get another job that's in football, in doing what he's doing, but not in the manager terms, because they don't think he was any good at it. I think what happened is he pissed so many people off, staff and players, that the owners have gone, right, no. They've done probably like a disciplinary procedure where Hal's tried to rub it under the carpet, but it's somehow gone to die, and he's gone, do you know what? Nah, fuck this. This is not happening. And then he's spoken. And what the quote that really got me was from Valko Paunovic. Yes, and I'm going to say is something that really where he did an interview after the game with a Serbian media person, and basically this is what he said: was at Reading, I found a team eager to work, and this was after the Barnsley game. We will get into that, but there's a few quotes here that I want to get. Groups where we accepted what I insist on. That is the will to win, and a proper football spirit and a warrior spirit. This is the bit that really got me, and I want to get your opinion on this. I presented a new project to the people at Reading about a month ago. So this was going on with Hal, Bowen, before it all sort of kicked off, before we all knew what was going on. Which they really liked after a really important interview we had. Everything happened fast. I had a contact with them from Chicago, and when they understood and accepted my philosophy, we easily made the agreement. At Chicago Fire, I have been doing things, and I want to improve at Reading to create a team with an identity and to make a mark on a long season. I think so. In my personal opinion, is Bowen pissed off a lot of people and they had enough of him. What they tried to do was not to make it public, or not try and make, until now, and not try and make it public.
If it's over a month ago, they've done a very good job at keeping it quiet.
Yeah, marvellous job at doing it if it's over a month ago. Just shows how good our club can be at doing that.
Especially when everyone thought we was getting that other Serbian.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they were having a bit of fun with that, weren't they? They were definitely sitting there trying to. They had on puppets.
I'd love to do that if I was if I owned a football club.
100%, I would do that. I was saying, we're signing Brewster, and all comes in is Alvaro Morata. The only reason I say Morata is he's just popped up on my screen going to Juventus. Anyway, he's going back, isn't he? He was there before. Yeah, he's going back. Yeah. So it's interesting for me to think that they tried to rub it under the carpet. How must have tried to rub it under the carpet, and the owners must have gone, no. So we're just talking hypothetically. We don't really know what's going on. So this is the hypothetical talk that we're doing. Yeah. So for me, I think it's interesting to see. It looks like Howell tried to rub it on. The Bowen tried to sort of go, right, I'll try and change. The others have gone, right, come on, you've done it to multiple people. You brought your son back. Right, now we need to change this. Disciplinary procedures happen. Moore's the club captain. Moore is under the owners of, under the eyes of the owners as someone that will push the club forward. So they must have all come to a joint decision of Bowen's not the right man. Bowen's not happy about it, but that's his stupid choice of being a knob, in my opinion. But
I'm just going off the bat here, thinking about it. The way it comes out, so it's well known that Moore is one of the owners' lucky charms, doesn't want to sell. What if Bowen fell out with Moore, obviously, was open to selling him? Howe agreed and was on Bowen's side, and because of that, Howe went, Bowen went, Moore's now back in the squad and looking a lot better.
We're going to get onto him in a minute. I want to talk about him a little bit later on. He's definitely one of the pieces I want to talk about.
What if the owners went to Hal before and said, we're not happy with Bowen, we want Liam Moore playing, we're not happy with him bringing his son back, everything like that. And Hal said, no, like this is how I want the club run. You're paying me to run the club, so let me do it. And they said, well, no, we're doing it my way. Off you go.
I bet you the owners are going, well, you're here to do what I tell you to do. If you're not listening to what I want, then you're out. And then
as well, the fact that Hal has been replaced by That guy.
Dae
You
Young
know,
Pang.
I don't know. Whoever it is.
It is that him.
Seems like a very much a yes man.
I don't think he's very much a yes man. I don't think he's very much one of that. I think he's a very much of, he knows the way that Dae thinks, and he knows the way that he wants the club to be run. So instead of being a yes man, he's going to go, okay, I can see where you're coming from, but why not do we not try and do it this way? Or like with certain situations, okay, I get that you want to get this player and he's one of your lucky charms, but how about
yes
if we
or better man?
A
yes or better man. Either yes or, well, that's a good idea, but
yeah, one of them. But how about this? We do it this way, or we try it this. Where I think Nigel Howell was like, no.
Very half glass empty, like I said.
Yeah, like you said, exactly. Exactly, and then there's very much, it's very much about what you've said before, and I completely, and I agreed with you before, and I agree with you now, where you said where Howell will go, no, I don't think that's a good way. I think this is what we have to do. A Dae's like, no.
There's the door, shut it behind you.
You could go look at the building works that we're going to be doing and looking at around the area. I will run the club. And do you know what? I think a lot of people have criticised Dae. And they've also criticised who I want to talk about. Kia Garapian. Kia. He's doing wonders for our club. And I hope he carries on like this, and maybe he can come on board a little bit more. I hope he comes to more games as well, just to have a little. I hope he just gets a bit more involved as well, and we get to hear him a little bit more. But he's done fantastically well. But we will get into that later on. So enough about Bowen. He's gone now. He's fucked off with Eddie as well, and whatever. They've gone off to go and play with themselves while they go and find a new club. Probably wait for Mark Hughes to get a job, and he'll go with him. So let's go on to Barnsley game. I know that we spoke about it before. We were very, very confident going into it. I was very, very confident. And let's get into it. So we're going to talk about team selection first. We'll go into the games and the game that we played later on, because we've got some shout-outs to give out to everyone as well that got the correct score as well. So we're going to give you lots of shout-outs a little bit later on after we've talked about the Barnsley game, and then we'll finish off maybe just giving a shout-out and a little bit of our opinions on certain things as well. So let's talk about the starting 11. Bit of a shock, Adi Yidum. And looks like he's out for long term due to an injury. He was staying in the Derby game. Which he got injured, which is a bit of a shame. But for me, when I saw that, I saw a lot of people going, "Oh no, wish that." I don't think so. I think Aruna, I think he proved in the game what quality backup he is. I really rated him highly.
I know he hasn't played much for us, but he hasn't had a bad game. Well, that must have been his fifth game for Reading.
I think it must have been. I think it was his second
two last season.
Second or third start, I think.
Yeah.
League-wise, and maybe the cup be a bit more, but league-wise.
I don't think he's played in the cup, to be honest.
Yeah, he played in both cup games.
Did he play? Oh, yeah, he did play in both.
He played both of the cup.
That would have been his fifth or sixth start then.
Yeah, it could have been.
Anyway. He had two last season when Gunter got injured.
Thankfully. I mean, yeah, I agree. So let's talk about the starting lineup. So Raphael was in goal, Aruna, Moore and Morrison, Lauren and Reno and Rimatona in the middle with Swift, Elise, Ijaria and Zhao. On the bench was Southwood, McIntyre, Baldock, Mate, Aluko, Holmes, and Push to the Cass. So what was your opinion when you first saw the lineup?
Not surprised.
Mm-hmm. I think we were all looking at that going.
Yeah. The only surprise was obviously
Yidum,
because we didn't know he was injured.
Yeah.
But it goes to that like old saying, doesn't it? Don't fix what's not broken.
Yep.
And it's very much
if
the
it
case.
ain't broke, don't fix it.
You gotta feel sorry for Mate in a sense, but it's another one. Who are you going to take out of that team?
I think it's one of those situations where you can't change a winning formula.
Yeah.
No matter how good the player is that's come back from injury or suspension or whatever it is, if he come back and we were losing 2 games, I would understand if he started. But at the moment, played superbly well against Derby in the opening game fixture, where I looked at him and went, I don't think any of them deserve to be dropped at all.
Yeah.
Even if we had new signings that come in before this game, I could still look at that team and bench and go, that 11 can't change.
I'll say this now. If we sign Raquel whenever this week and he's available for Saturday, take the Barnsley game out of the equation because we didn't play fantastic. We'll get onto that.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah. But say we'd played Derby and he'd have signed on the Tuesday after the Derby game and he was available to play Saturday. The way we played, I wouldn't have wanted him to start.
No, I agree with you. I completely agree with you, and I think the same thing as you. It'd be interesting to see what happens now this week. But the lineup come out. So let's talk about the first half to start off with. How did you think it went? What was your opinion on it?
When you say the first half, can we just skip the first 42 minutes? Because we were awful. It was all right. Me and Gareth were having a bit of a debate with a Barnsley fan because they were saying not a red card, ref changed the game. Okay, it was a harsh red. But then going on to that, look at what happened on Sunday in the Chelsea-Liverpool game. Almost identical situation that Christensen took Mane down and the keeper kicked the ball away.
That's exactly I tweeted that on Saturday.
It was given a yellow and then VAR overruled it and it was a red. So it is a red card.
Yeah.
You got to feel sorry for him. He's been caught wrong side of Zhao. Didn't need to pull him like he did, but he did. So it was a red card.
See, I see a lot of people saying we were playing rubbish. I disagree.
I think we were.
I disagree with that.
So what I was saying to the guy on Twitter was we were happy to let them have the ball.
Right.
And because of that, we didn't look great. If anyone was going to score first half, it looked like it was going to be Barnsley.
I don't think
no, I don't think they looked like scoring at all.
No, so for me, I disagree with the point of we play poorly because the thing
I don't think poorly's the right word.
Though. No, okay.
Because we had a game plan and we stuck to the plan.
Yeah.
We picked the ball up the pitch and we countered and done what we needed to do.
So for me, my opinion on the first half was we played extremely well. I think what they did very clever. Maybe this was Paunovic's idea, and I'm going to give him credit because he was the manager or as a backroom staff or whoever sort of come up with was they turned around and said, right, Barnsley are going to go at us. Barnsley are going to press us. They're going to make us make mistakes. What we have to do is
not
make sure that as soon as we are ready to attack, even if it's the 45th or whenever it is, we are ready. And we are willing to get going. And what I found very impressive was I don't think Raphael, he had one save to make, or maybe two. I don't think he had that many saves to make in the first half because of how much of a brick wall the back were and how Reno and Laurent was. Go, Carol.
Yeah, going to what you said about wait for our opportunity.
Yeah.
I think our first opportunity going forward was when that long ball went over the top to Zhao.
No, wasn't it Swift? Was it Swift through, but he was judged offside, but when he actually wasn't?
Yeah.
Wasn't that after 5 minutes?
Because of that, I don't really count it.
Oh, no, I don't. But I'm just thinking, in my brain, I'm just trying to think of when we actually tried to do something. But that was the only other.
I think our first real threat going forward was that long ball over to Zhao. He's been taken down, and it's a red card.
Yeah.
Just before that as well, like you said about the brick wall, some quality defending from Reno.
Do you know what really, really gets me and what really shocks me? It doesn't shock me, but how he's developed. Rinomota, and we're going to go on to Richards and Elise a bit because outstanding. Rinomota is one of those players where no matter where you play him, he makes that position his. Like right back, makes it look easy. Centre
I would
mid
disagree
makes it
with
look
that.
simple for me. He can play cam going forward because he's so strong, because he's so willing just to go. All right, you want to tackle me? You're gonna have to tackle me by taking me out because I'm going through you no matter what. I think he's one of those players where I haven't been. I've been like the developments of Long and Doyle and the Hunt brothers and all of that. It was good to see. But for me, for someone to come through the academy the way that he has and to see his progression through it all, I think he makes it look. He makes me feel a lot happier the way that he's progressed and the way that he's going through things and the way he is. He just is one of those players where you go, what a how is he not talked about more of going to a bigger team, bottom half Premier League team, just by his work rate, the way that he just throws his body on the line, the way he just works hard. He's got a bit of creativity about him as well. There's not deny on that as well. So he's got all of the ticket boxes of everything you need, and I think so sometimes our fans don't appreciate him enough. I think we're starting to now, but I don't think they appreciate him
I will
enough.
say about that though, I think he is very clearly wasted at right back.
100%.
I don't think he stands out at all.
No, he doesn't stand out, but if he's got a job to do, he does the job. He's one of those players where if you put him in a position, he's going to do that job the best of his ability. It may not be the best of that position. He's like a James Milner. Milner's good at centre mid. He's brilliant at centre mid. Put him right back, does all right. Put him left back, does all right. Put him on wing, does all right. Put him at goalkeeper, probably does all right. But that's what I think, and I think his block for the shot was it Swift to do the pass, or was it Areno that did the pass? I can't remember who did the pass. The pass over
Bruno
to
done
Joe.
the block.
Who did was it him who did the pass?
No, it went to someone else. I don't think it was Swift though.
Anyway, it went to someone, Laurent. I'm going to go with it because he's next to him. Who did that pass over, and I don't think we were poor. I don't think we were bad. I think we did a game plan that was spot on, where let him have the ball, but put your heart and soul on the line and work as a team. And the red card blatant obvious red card. AD Williams, I'm sorry, I get what you were trying to say, but the law's the law, and you watch the Chelsea-Liverpool game, and that's what it is. So that's it, my friend.
The debate that you could have though is the law now says that it's has to be denying a clear and obvious goal scoring opportunity. I think it's very loose. Was it a goal scoring opportunity?
I think it's one of those where if you look at Joe, how quick it is and how we could get there, it's one of those where, okay, it's a red card. If you're looking at someone like Diego Costa, you're going to go, no, that's a yellow card. If you look at like a Sadio Mane, that's a clear and obvious. That as soon as he got a touch on that ball, Mane was through. I think it depending on the pace that you have, depends on the end result on that situation as well. So the red card comes, and then I'm having a brain fart. So I thought it was interesting. And then the start of the second half was a bit of the same. I think Reading had a clear tactic of wear them out and then pounce on them, which I think they did very, very correctly.
Yeah.
But then Barnsley changed their formation to a 4-3-2, which left it wide open in the wing areas. But they come back to the middle, which Reading were trying to play through, and did very well. And then the man, the myth. I don't even think he's a myth anymore. The legend, the GOAT. Yaku.
I saw someone put on Twitter, the most disrespected player at Reading.
And I will definitely be in one of those categories that I do disrespect him. And I will hold my hands up and say, I really need to stop doing that because he brings so much that I think the thing that really puts me off from him is his first touch. It's just so poor. sometimes. It's like, oh, come on, what are you doing? But yeah, he come on, and the first thing he does is run at 3 players, but they get back and tackle him, and he definitely did make an impact, didn't
Yeah.
he? Okay. And then result in the corner swings over to him, headers, blocks, Moore tries to volley, blocked, open goal, nutted it. 1-0. Fully deserved.
What did I say? I saw something on Twitter yesterday again. Someone said something like, with Mate, it's truly a case of right place at the right time. But then you've got to ask yourself, why is it always him? Why is he the top scorer in the last 2 years in a row? Why isn't other players finding themselves in the same position? Obviously, he has scored a few fantastic goals for us.
That Fulham goal.
That Fulham goal, yeah.
Oh, that was a sweet one.
He's also scored a few goals where it's just being there.
I saw this thing the other day. I don't know where I heard it. I want to say FIFA, but it might not be. But I heard someone say the other day, it doesn't matter where you score or how you score. It's if the ball hits the net. And I think the thing that makes that I really thought about that quote, and the thing that got me was, it doesn't matter. Every striker knows where the net is, but it depending on how your anticipation or your reaction is to a certain situation gets you more goals than if you're just there. And I think it really shows with the difference between Mate and Puskas is Mate is reactions and is so much quicker than Puskas, because Puskas is very much get to his feet, let him have a go. Where Mate is, if it takes a deflection, he's reading the situation before the shot's taken. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. He can read the game well.
Yeah. So as soon as he sees, like with Moore, he saw Moore going for it, and he went, I'm not going left, I'm not going right more to try and get in.
He's very much like, what if?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's if I stay in
what
this
if
situation,
the keeper palms it, it's falling there, I'm going to be there.
I'm going to have an open goal to score. And I think he's one, and I'm very much, and I need to stop doing that, because I'm very much, I saw when Sheffield United would come in and I went, yeah, all right, 6 million, have him, fine, whatever. Now I don't want to sell him. Now I think he's so critical to the part of, he may not start more games than what he did last season, may not, because of the players we have. But he's an integral part of this team to try and change it if something goes wrong.
Look at what happened on Saturday. You need a goal, you bring him on, he'll get you a goal.
Or he will work his hardest to create an opportunity or do something for the team.
Look at that Fulham game last season when he scored that incredible goal off the bench.
Was he off the bench? I thought he started.
No, I'm sure he was off the bench that game.
I can't remember. But yeah, no, completely agree with you. And then the second red card.
It's weird because I saw it, but I didn't see it at the same time.
I didn't see it. I was laughing. I wasn't. What was I doing?
He just put his hand there, didn't he? He just put his hand on the ball.
It's one of those situations where I saw it, but I didn't believe it, so it didn't register with me.
Yeah, no, exactly that.
And I was just like, "The fuck are you doing?"
Yeah,
the fuck are you
clearly
doing?
a red because he was already booked.
Ball. He tried to give the ball a cuddle and then tried to bat it away. Just what an idiot. And then
Elise.
I said this on Instagram Live. I don't know whether people will follow us on Instagram Live. It wasn't as good a goal as Swift against QPR. It wasn't as good as that.
I debate that, to be honest.
Hold on, listen.
The way it's falling down,
if you debate
on the volley first.
If you're going to debate, listen to why I think that, and then we can. So the reason why I don't think it's as good as that, because one of the goalkeeper's positioning was fucking awful, and two was the shot, the way it dropped and he hit it, it bounced. It was one of those where if Swiss shot was a clean sweep and it flew. Elise seemed to sort of hit it, but it went down and sort of bobbled its way. It went in. So for me, I think it's a very good goal, very good technique of keeping the ball on the floor. I don't think it was a fan the bastard of a goal where everyone's talking about, but I think it's a quality goal. But I don't think it's up there as in like world-class goal. I would class it as in very good. I think it was a very good technique into a really bad goalkeeper. Like Swift's goalkeeper had no chance. Even if he was stood underneath the ball, I don't think he could have got that.
The saying is, you can have 3 keepers in goal, they still wouldn't have stopped it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I could get behind that, yeah.
With Swift, it was very much, you can't save that no matter what. With Elise, if the goalkeeper was, because he was stood on the edge of the box, and the goalkeeper was too much to that side.
To his right.
Side. Yeah, he was very much stood this side going, you got all this area, there's a defender there, he ain't going to get through him, you're going to go for an... And then he didn't move. So then if the goalkeeper was stood here, if you're watching this, you'll see that I've now moved to the middle of the screen, where I was on the left-hand side for you guys watching, if he was in the middle, easy save. Or if he was to the right, a bit more to the right, he could have easily grabbed it up. But he was so out of position that it made it look better than what it was. You go. You say. You talk.
No, I can agree with that. I see what you mean.
Let's talk about Swift.
It's literally what I said before the season.
You did.
Put him in a team with players that are up to that standard. He won't stand out.
I think the issue with me with Swift is he has such a high reputation. Is that the right word? Status, a really high status in the team that we expect. Because of what he did last season, I think we expect a lot more from him this season. And I think someone was right in what they said was, if you look at Swift, what he did is both goals he was involved in. Who scored the first one? I'm having a massive break, mate. He was the result of the corner from him crossing the corner in. As well at the same time, for the second goal, he was involved in the cross out to Elise that then smacked it. But the issue is he doesn't do an... For me... So this is my personal opinion, and I'm very
He missed 2 good chances last week as well, didn't he?
And for me, if I could have a team, it would be Rinner Motors all over the team because I love energy. I love closing down. I love getting in your face and fucking knowing you're fucking there. All that shit. Like a Burnley type of football.
If you had a team of Andy Rinner Motors, the other team would know every week they've just had a game.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, for Swift, I understand his new role is now going to be just create the opportunities and try and score when you can. And I think we need to look at his role in the status of what we look at him as a little bit more differently. He is an integral part, but not as what he was last season.
I want to change it up a bit as well. Aruna. Since he's come in, I think he's been bloody brilliant.
Yeah, he's on the list that I got here as well.
And I said to my mate the other day, he seems like that kind of player because when we brought him in, we were all under the impression that he was a central midfielder.
Mm.
He really reminds me of that player that someone could say to him, right, we haven't got a keeper today. Can you go and goal for us?
Mm.
Yeah, no problem. We need someone to play right wing. Yeah, no problem. And he will give 110% every time.
Mm-hmm. Completely agree with you. He was on the list of players that I wanted to say a big shout-out performance from them. And I think the other players, there's a few other players that I want to talk about as well, is basically the whole back four. Aruna, Morrison, Moore, I'm going to say, is back to...
Really stepped up.
Back to the old...
Really, yeah.
The Moore, that is Captain Moore. Super.
Yeah.
I think he's definitely gone back to that role with Morrison. He looks so much more comfortable in the role that he's playing now. It seems like Valko Paunovic has gone round to all the players and he's done a clop. And he's put an arm around them all.
Hugged them.
It basically has. They've probably had but if you piss him off, you're fucked. But if you do something well, he'll put an arm around you and go, right, well done. Let's keep it going. You're doing really well. Let's smash it again. Let's keep this momentum of what we're doing going.
Yeah.
And he seems to really got his arm around Moore this time and gone, right, you are integral to me. I want you to stay, but I need you to perform. And Moore's gone, oh, my point. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I tell you, me and Courtney talked about him last week. Was it last week? Yeah, last week. We talked about him last week, and he did it again this week. I tell you what, that Richards has definitely made that left back his own, isn't he?
Yeah.
What a performance! What a performance! What a player he's become.
He got team of the week, didn't he?
Yeah. And do you know what the thing that really got me and really gets me is I always thought that he was very good going forward, and he is very good going forward. But he proved to me, not that he has anything to prove.
He's stepped up his game, hasn't he?
Not that he has anything. Yeah, exactly. And he has nothing to prove to me at all. I'm not his dad or anything. But he's very much one of those where he's gone. People have gone, oh, he can't defend. He can't defend. He can only go forward. He's not that great. We need to get a left back to someone to do stuff, blah, blah, and then he's gone.
By people, do you mean someone on this Zoom call that isn't me?
I'll talk about myself.
Yeah.
I wanted someone to challenge him because we haven't got a backup left back. But if we're going to get no one can overtake him. And I said this, he still needs to be challenged for that position because there's no one there to challenge him for it. He needs to be challenged for the position he's in. So for him to drop his concentration is really high. For 48 games, is it? 46?
46.
Is it 46? 46 games to play in his constant level that he's playing at now is near on impossible. You're going to have a lot. So if you're going to have 2 or 3 games, you need a rest.
If he did, he would get team of the season.
Every week. Every game, easily.
If he did, he'd be in the Premier League in January.
Yep. I'm here at Tottenham need a left back. Oh no, they've just signed that Regulian, didn't they?
Yeah.
With that shitty Bale. Golfman Bale. So for me, Richards back for Moore, and I really wanted to talk about Moore and say how much he stepped up. And I don't want to see another comment on the social media. Sell Moore. I saw someone, I'm not going to name who it is because he's a bellend. The reason why I call this person a bellend is I'm not going to say who it is because he was the one who bullied me at school, and very much was very horrible to me and my family, and he did a lot of stuff for the family, very shitty. It got to a point where he would have to I got locked in the men toilets to eat my lunch because I wasn't allowed out. But I was very different back then. Now I'm a gobby twat now, and I would give a shit anymore. But back then I was very timid and didn't do things. So whenever he tweets stuff or says, he's blocked on every social I'm on. He can't because I just can't stand looking at his ugly twatty mug. But he tweets something saying that the club are interested in selling more still to bring Gabbert, Gibson in and Perry. So if you see him, I'm not going to say who it is, but you'll know who I am. He did it on the weekend as well. I don't want to see any more of that. So what are your thoughts overall about the game, after the game? How did you feel? Yeah,
like we both said, we had a game plan. We stuck to it. What he said after the game, you got to say it's bang on. Sometimes it's harder to play against 10 and then 9 men, but they just stuck to the plan, didn't panic, and eventually it paid off.
Yeah, no.
Like you said, I come in here thinking the first 42 minutes or whatever, we didn't play great, but it is another one. I don't think you can really pinpoint anyone there that had a bad game.
Yeah, I think the funny thing is I watched this 7 minute, 7 minutes. I've got it here. 7 minutes, a 3-second interview chat after the game for the club on the website. And the thing that I got away from it, and I tweeted about it, and the thing that really got me was the fact that he goes on about teamwork and spirit. And the thing that made me really listen to him is they tried to go on the guy that was asking the question was like, Richards played a fantastic performance, didn't he? No, he did well because of the team. At least he did really well, didn't he? As a youngster coming up, he went, no, the team got him to where he was. This is a team. This is not individual. Individual performances will come, and some people might stand out than others. But if the team work together, the team will win together and they will fight together. And when he said that, I haven't heard a Reading manager say that since Yapstan. Okay, I've had other managers say it, but after that, but then they don't back it up. But with him, he says it, and you see it, and you can agree with it. And I said this on Twitter, and I said that I really like the fact he goes on about teamwork and individual performances. And I also said he's getting up there with the love that I had for Gomez. And Gomez will always have my heart, but he's squeezing in there.
Did you see that stat as well? This is the first time since 2001 that we've won our first. We got 6 points after 2 games, and the first time since Koppel in October 2003 that a new manager has won both their first 2 league games.
And I don't know whether you've seen this stat as well.
The other one, we've taken more points this season in the opening 2 games than we have in the opening 2 games of the last 6 seasons combined.
Jesus, that's pretty cool.
Might be 5, actually.
But there's another stat I saw as well, was when the Championship first established itself properly in 2004, the team that have won the first 2 games at the top of the league have been promoted. I'm not saying I'm getting my hopes up, but what I'm saying
I'm not saying that.
But what I'm saying is we're going to piss the league and we're going to win it and we're going to beat the 106 points. That's how I feel. Before we move on and before we get on, I tweeted out a thing of me trying to be sensible about the game. So I know it's difficult for me. I know. So what I said is I'm going to try and be sensible about how I feel Reading have performed. So for me, the reason why I'm getting very, very excited about this team, this manager, the transfers and everything going in it is last season we would have lost that game by far.
Yeah.
We would have got smashed, I think. The mentality, if we would have conceded 1 after we scored the second one and then conceded another by the 90th minute. The mentality is different this season. Not only is it different, there seems to be. I can't think of there's that feeling that I've got that because we're winning games. Okay, so I'm trying to find a way of really trying to put this perspective for myself. Is great teams, the best teams in the world, like Liverpool. Not saying Leeds are the best team in the world, but Leeds last season, Wolves when they were up in the Championship, and in the Premier League, Sheffield United as well, Man United, yeah, right, Man City, not the PE teacher next door, but those teams, if their backs against the wall and they're struggling, they find a way to win. And the Reading team before is every team that becomes great and wins trophies and wins leagues and wins games is if you have to play a different set of game or style to what you're usually let to play, but still come out with a result. Look at Leeds last season at Medeski. We penned them back and we defended and we did superbly well for 88 minutes or something.
87 minutes.
87 minutes, and then they just went boom, boom, goal. That shows to me what a team they are and what a team they're going. And they've been exciting in the Premier League already anyway. So this team, if they carry on with this, we're not going to win every single game and I'm expecting us to lose, but I'm expecting us to give a fight no matter what. If we lose, go down fighting, I'll go, all right. at least we gave it a go. Where under Bowen, if we lost, we got dicked. But we didn't even try. But this, we tried and we didn't get dicked, and we got through it.
It's almost like with Bowen, we go 1-0 down and your heads drop. And like obviously, well, actually, no, you go
1-0 up and bring 3 left backs on.
Yeah, but under Pauno, obviously, you go 1-0 down. You don't let that like get to you.
We don't even know what the mentality is going to be if we go down. Play 1-2-0 both games, haven't conceded.
You could say Colchester. You could say because it was his team.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I completely and utterly agree with you. And that's the thing that's really getting me excited about this team. Especially with and do you know what's really got me as well is that the connections that this new manager has. To get Ricardo Riquelme to even come to the club is something that.
Oh my! How has that only just clicked that he played for Atletico?
I know.
Why is that only just gone through my head?
I know. And do you know what the funny? And I want to find the tweet that I saw that will put into words how much of an erection I have for this team.
Reading have beaten.
Reading have fought off competition from Celtic, obviously because they're shit. Rangers, PSG, Ajax, Real Madrid, Real Betis, and Valencia for the signing of Ricardo Riquelme. And also, it's also been said as well that Veljko Paunovic's connections to Atletico Madrid is the reason why. It's not Kia, even though Kia is his agent, and that was the talk of it. But because of Veljko Paunovic's friends with the director of football, or the football director, however they have it in Atletico Madrid, it's because he's friends with him. They went, oh yeah, we know you'll get the best out of him. Off you go, you can have him on the loan. And I want to say another quote about Paunovic as well from Elise, who said, the manager has faith in young players and he has faith in me. That gives me confidence and to the other young boys as well. We are training really well with us and I want to repay his faith.
Did you see his interview after?
Do Paunovic's or Elise?
No, Elise.
No, I haven't.
He looks so nervous, bless him.
Yeah, he doesn't like. I saw a little bit. He looked like fish out of water. And I felt so sorry. I was like, I just can't watch it for you, son. I'm so sorry. It just felt like you need just.
You can see he's very humble.
Yeah, I completely agree.
And I think that kind of shows with the amount. Like, obviously, you saw on his Instagram after the game, like all the people like tweeting him and him like putting things on his story. The amount of players and ex-players, the amount of people that he put and like spoke about.
By the way, we were one of them. The Robbos Gobcast. I put him as my man of the match. Him and Omar Richards were on par as man of the match. And he put my picture of him on his Insta. He knows the greatest Gobcast is and the podcast. He knows it. He listens. I actually hope he does listen. I love you, by the way. But another stat that's just come out while we're talking just then is Omar Richards had 123 touches against Barnsley, more than any other player in the Championship this weekend. Just shows that he's becoming a very vital part to this. So exciting stuff. Right, let's get on. Let's move on to the games that we played, shall we? So the winners. So the new games is score prediction. Let's go through that. So the score predictions from all of us. I want to point out. I'll talk about that in a minute.
I was closest.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Ryan went 3-0. I went 4-0. I really thought we were bad. Not going to lie. Courtney changed his mind. He said 3-1 on the podcast and then tweeted on the day of the game 2-1. Can't do that, Courtney. Just can't do that. You can't make me do a graphic and then don't go by it. Just liability, these people. Liability. No, I'm joking. So the winners. I've said to you guys, check it out on the different socials. I've told you guys I'm going to be doing it. On Twitter, the winners are at Luke187 187. Fuck me up the arse. Fucking Karens. Right, I'm going to try to do it again. Right. So on Twitter, the winners are at Luke187_ and RSC John Joe, who's on our chat. Well done, Sonny Jim. Well done, well done. On Facebook, I put it all in different groups, so please come and like us on Facebook. We always put it on our page, but please go and find us. We are around as well. Joe Piper, and on Instagram is Keza RSC1871. Keza, what I want to say to you is a couple of things. I couldn't find you on Facebook, but I know that you did get it right. Is also congratulations on your newborn. Hope you all hope yourself and all the ones are not getting too much of a restless night. Yeah, congratulations, well done. He was also on the Instagram live as well. He also come in and had a little chat. Since his baby's been born, Ryan, we haven't lost.
See how long that lasts.
The baby is the omen.
3 years.
Is the omen. So, team selection game. So we both get 10 points. Again.
We all went the same. Me, you and Courtney.
Yeah, but Courtney's not in it because he annoyed me. It's because he changed his prediction. That's what happens. You get cold. Got to cull him. No, he's not. It's just me and you. So we're both now on 20 points. And the score prediction game, we both got it wrong, but you're still 3-0 up because you got 3
Are we
points.
doing them two separately or not merged as one?
No, they're separate.
Oh.
They're separate. So yes. So we're going to make the game a little bit more difficult now because I can. And because I want to find it quite fun. Basically, team selection, score prediction will stay the same, and it will stay the same. There's no other way of changing it. Well, there is, but we'll do that maybe later on. See how far behind I am, and then we'll go. Is team selection. Now we have to pick the bench. So yes, you now get, voice crack. You now get an additional 1 point per player you get correct on the bench. Happy?
Couldn't care less.
Nah, because you're going to lose, bitch. So yes. So yeah. So we've got a busy week this week. Not with the Gobcast, but with Reading FC, hopefully. We've been told that Raquelme will be announced today. Bloody hope so. I've got a graphic waiting.
Should we do time predictions right now? No, obviously we're doing it before, so it will be announced by the time people listening. But I reckon a tweet to confirm that he is a player, not the video to tease, but the actual. We're delighted to announce. I reckon that will be put on Twitter at 6:27.
You think 7 o'clock announcement?
No, 6:27.
Why you go 6:27?
Because they normally put it a couple of minutes after the teaser video.
Oh, you talking about?
I'm talking the actual announcement where it says we're delighted to announce that Raquel has joined on a season.
I'm going 7 o'clock.
So what, like 7:04, 7:03?
7.
Bang on 7. That tweet will go up.
The teaser video will go out like 5:02.
Okay.
And then at 7 o'clock, because Reddit always do
You
it.
tweet.
Yeah, no, I'm literally looking at my phone. The only reason I say that is Reddit always do it dead on a clock when they announce someone. So that's the reason why I'm saying 7. And they always do 5 minutes before.
I'll do 6 then.
Yeah, all right. If it goes after 6, I win. If it goes before 6, you win.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm with you.
You get what I mean?
And then after 7...
We both win.
We don't put this pod out.
Fuck off. No. No, if it goes after 7, we both win because he signed.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Lewis Gibson is having a medical tomorrow, due to a loan deal to the end of the season, as well as... I like this one. Carlo Ancelotti, I read a few bits. I don't know whether you've seen it. I read a bit from the Liverpool Echo. But Carlo Ancelotti really rates this kid highly and wants to have him around the first team. What the issue is we've got McIntyre, Holmes in that position. Maybe one of them is going to go out on loan, maybe to get a bit of experience. Maybe a League One end of the Championship club, Wickham or someone. What do you think?
It won't hurt, would it?
No. So yes. So due to I haven't even asked this before, but as we do on this podcast and as we do before, we try and discuss a little bit about mental health, and we try and see how each other is doing and how we're getting on. So how's your week been? How have you been? Should have done this at the beginning. But
been in absolute agony because of my back.
It's because you run like an idiot, apparently, you said to me.
Yeah.
How do you run then? Go outside, take the camera outside and run. And we want to see how you run. We want to have first glimpse of how you
Video
run.
on Twitter.
All right. How about this? If we hit 300 followers on Twitter, no. I want to double check things. I'm going to do this. If you guys have listened to the end, right, if we hit 200 followers on Instagram by the end of October, I'm doing it a little bit out.
September.
No, because we don't grow that quick. I'm not gonna lie. All right, if we don't, because it's only a month away. All right, I can't do it. All right, I'm gonna do a tweet out, okay, and I'm gonna do a poll in the tweet. If over 1,000 people vote in the tweet, vote in the poll in the tweet, yeah, and over 80% of them say yes, you have to do a video of you running.
Wait, say that again?
So I'm going to do a Twitter poll on Thursday, and I'm going to run it for 48 hours. So what I'm going to run it for is no, I'm not. I'm going to do it on Wednesday. I'm going to do it for 48 hours for the next podcast. Mm-hmm. And it's going to come out on Wednesday. If that tweet gets over 500 votes, I've gone down now because I'm trying to think of how many people actually interact with. If that tweet gets 500 votes and over 80% of them say yes, want to see you run, you have to do a video of you running and we will post it on all of our socials.
And 1,000 and we both do it.
All right. Done. This could be interesting now. They don't really want to watch a fat git try and run, do they? So, you guys want to see it and want to see how bad we are and what we want to do, please go retweet the tweet. Please go and get it out, all of the names. Try and get all the famous people looking at it. Get a retweet from Beyonce will be absolutely fine. Actually, no, we won't because people will actually see it. I'm refreshing my phone to see there was an announcement by the club then. I'm not going to lie. It's 5:30 from now. Oh, no, that's Arsenal. Oh, Arsenal just signed a new goalkeeper.
David Raya.
No, Alex Runarsson. He's an Icelandic international. I heard they were going to talk about him. Started his career. How old is he? 25. Iceland international. Full name: Runa Alex Runarsson. So yeah. So I've had a bit of a weird ass week. A bit of a weird week. Been a bit of up and down. We ordered a COVID test for my daughter last week. Said it was going to get dispatched on the Thursday. Still fucking waiting for it. She's isolated herself now. Well, by the time the test comes and we do the test and send it off, if it comes now, she's already isolated in herself in the same time as what we're meant to isolate herself in the 10 days. So just whatever. But yeah, no, been a bit tired. Daughter's running around. Son's a knob. But I love him. He's still a knob. But anyway, thank you ever so much for joining this wonderful episode. It's been a bit different. This episode, we've just tried to relax, talk about the game coming up. Right, this Friday, we are going to be discussing the Cardiff game, the toughest test this season. I think maybe the toughest test it could be this season. I think we're going to be discussing about Cardiff. And them, And then we will do the game. So please get involved as well with your predictions of what you think as well. And then we will go from there. So, Ryan, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for joining me.
No, thank you for joining me. It's apparently... Yes, we will be back on Friday, the 25th of September. The reason why I say that is because I have a calendar here. Right by where my workstation is. I am in a different location. I am back in the dining room. Back in the dining room, doing the... Not that you lot give a shit, but I thought I'd let you know. So, make love, make care, be nice to each other, be careful, look out for each other. If you can't be nice, just don't say anything. Or just don't do a me and just retaliate against trolls. I have a really bad habit of doing that. But if you don't like what people say, block them. This podcast will be blocking people who are dickheads. Who think they're funny or think they're hard. I saw another thing as well. The person that made a comment about my daughter also made a comment about Johnny Hunt's daughter. Same person, same account, still no one's punished him. I think it's very unfair that these days you can't post on social media if you're proud of your daughter, your son, your binary, your horse, your cat, your dog, whoever, without someone being a really horrible troll in the background. So if you can't say, parents should be happy enough to post pictures or post what they want about their family members. I will carry on posting pictures of my daughter because I love her and I'm proud of her. I will post pictures of my son because I love him and proud of him. And if you don't like it, in the words of what I shouldn't be saying on this podcast, and Ryan has told me not to say it, but I'm going to say it just for those people.
No, it's okay in that situation.
Oh, okay. Go fuck yourself. Or fuck off. If anyone does find what I say offensive and you don't like me saying things, I can't really say much to that. It's just me, unfortunately. I say things without thinking. But thank you ever so much for watching. Thank you ever so much for taking it. I think me and Ryan are now going to go off and have our dinner because I'm starving. Oh, I think I need a dump. It's one of them. Anyway, right. Take care. I don't know why I keep going take care. I've said this about 4 times and I keep changing. Anyway, bye. Actually, you said bye before me. That's not right. I haven't even pressed the end recording yet. Bye.